Rachel Zegler can't seem to keep herself out of controversy. Whenever talk about her starts to die down, she says or does something that enrages moviegoers, and now she's come out complaining about the strikes and them affecting her, which ultimately they don't, and she talks about how she deserves to be paid fairly to play Dressup as a Disney princess. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. Now, this clip went viral on social media. I mean, it absolutely blew up, nearly 40 million views, which is a lot, especially for someone like Rachel Zegler. You know, she is the face of the Disney princess remakes going forward, because of course Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, that really isn't that at all, is going to be the next live action adaptation now that The Little Mermaid has released. It's kind of fading into oblivion. Nobody's really talking about it anymore. And of course these strikes are going on in Hollywood right now, which has been a big deal for a lot of people. I know I personally have covered them a couple of times on the channel now, but she decided to come out in this very small clip, just makes her look even worse than she already did, because she's constantly getting herself in the middle of controversies, and well, she's done it yet again. So playing the video, it's very short, only 8 seconds.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
The way that she says that just infuriates me, and it reminds me so much of Brie Larson just sitting there saying, I deserve what I'm worth. It's like, yes, clearly you do deserve to be paid for the work that you're doing, but you already are. If I'm gonna stand there for 18 hours in a dress, I deserve to be paid for every hour. You already are going to be getting paid a boatload of money if you agree or disagree with the strike, whatever, but the people striking are the ones at the lower end when it comes to pay, and they're the ones that are ultimately getting screwed over. She's making this strike about herself and the actors and actresses who are getting paid millions of dollars that should be getting less money, so that some of those funds can be redistributed for other people to be paid a fair amount as well. Let's be honest, there are no actors out there who deserve 40, 50, 60 million dollars for a role. Look at Scarlett Johansson with the Black Widow movie. She ended up walking away with what, a bit over 60 million dollars? That is an insane amount of money that, I gotta be honest, I don't think that she deserved. This woman is so stuck up, and half the time I hear about her, she's playing the victim just like she's doing now. These strikes aren't for people like you, they're for cameramen and prop people, not a lead actress of a film with a budget of $200 million, never mind marketing. She is getting paid for every hour, double, triple, quadruple the number some people working on Snow White are getting, and that's why people do not like you, Rachel, because you always make everything about yourself. And of course, to make it even worse, she's complaining about having to wear the dress of an iconic character, and that basically means, oh my god, I can't believe my face is going to be slapped on millions of posters worldwide, that millions of people are going to have to see my face everywhere. Oh, boo-hoo, life is so hard. This is why myself and a lot of other people don't really care about the Hollywood strikes right now, because on one end you have writers, showrunners, producers who are actively destroying the industry from the inside out, who do things and make changes to content that people that are fans of franchises do not want and do not like. They're shoving narratives into content. But then on the other side, you also have actors like this who try to make it about themselves and are completely insufferable. And like I said, she is getting absolutely destroyed because of this clip on social media right now. And people are saying things like she is talking herself right out of a career. Why does The Rock get hired for so many movies? He has a reputation for being great to work with on set and doesn't tick off his directors or producers. And he also doesn't really tick off his fan base. Yeah, occasionally he'll say something that's a bit controversial, but you also don't get to the size of someone like The Rock by moaning and groaning and complaining about every little thing that you possibly can. She has been in like 2 other movies in main, or I don't even want to say main roles, just larger roles. Of course, she was in Shazam, but she was also in West Side Story, so it's not like she is a top of the line, very well known actress. She's realistically still kind of a nobody, but instead she acts like she is just the best actress out there and that she deserves so much and more when she really doesn't. That dress is hideous, and so is your attitude, young lady. It's so sad to see that this is the type of actress that Hollywood is propping up right now, making such a big fuss about. Excuse me, ma'am, your privilege is showing. Gen Z's entire attitude encapsulated in one single video. The entitlement is real. She does act like she is the best actress out there, that she's so important, that she means so freaking much to companies, and she's gonna be this giant actress, but realistically she's probably not going to be. Yes, she did land Snow White, and that is a pretty big role, but at the same time, with all of the PR she's already done for this movie, all of the controversial statements she's already made surrounding this film, I just don't see a way in the future that companies are going to go, you know what, why don't we work with her because she's really well mannered and she actually knows how to follow a script, and like she's actively not hurting films, because that's not what she's doing. That's the exact opposite. She is actively hurting Snow White by coming out and saying things like this. And it's really no wonder to see why companies right now are kind of boasting about the fact that they don't have to pay actors and writers and producers and just creatives in general because of the strikes. This is a recent report that came out, but the Warner Brothers Discovery CFO had revealed the company has saved over $100 million due to ongoing writers and actors strikes. Yeah, you know what? If I was in his position as well, I'd probably be happy I wasn't currently paying these people. I mean, most of them will eventually get paid, and they will, be put back on movies and stuff, right? Like, it's not like Snow White is going to be canceled just because of these strikes. It will start back up eventually here, but it's no wonder to see why these people are boasting about how much money they're currently saving right now. And I've talked about Rachel on this channel a handful of times, and she has said very controversial things in the past as well. Rachel says that she's bringing a modern edge to the live-action Snow White. She's not going to be saved by the prince or dreaming about true love. And this is so sad to me, because this is what Snow White was about. Snow White was a kind of damsel in distress. She did need to be saved by the prince. She did dream about true love her entire life, and to see that they are so happy to be making these major changes just completely turns me off from seeing this movie. I really have no interest in this film at this point. I haven't for a long time, even though I would totally go and see these live action adaptations, because I did enjoy some of them, like Cinderella. I did enjoy Beauty and the Beast. Lion King was a CGI kind of clusterfuck, but they did try to market it the same as these. Those films were actually pretty decent, but hearing about this, I don't want to go and see a live-action Snow White that has a modern edge and a modern twist to it. That's just not what I want. It's not what a lot of people want. And yes, I mean, now Rachel is getting absolutely roasted online because of how insufferable she is. Do I think that this will be the last time we hear about her making a controversial statement and being full of herself? Absolutely not. She most certainly is going to keep doing this. We are still a long ways away from Snow White and the 7 magical creatures movie releasing, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.